Like Jay-Z says, I got 99 problems, but business ain't one, is how I say it. So, in today's video, I am going to be taking you guys behind the scenes on literally the 30-day challenge, from the videos and editing the videos that I'll do on my phone on Splice. So, I'll insert a video on that and UCam. And then I will show you behind the scenes with loading the video into YouTube, repurposing it on podcasting, aligning it to emails and to social media. So from A to Z, so we don't miss a thing. So let's create it. My co-working session. My intention with this is that you take this as an active co-working session with your own business. And what you see on my screen is I've already set up the co-working session, and I am going to be walking you through actually a behind the scenes of setting up the next day for my 30-day challenge. And if you haven't yet jumped in to my 30-day challenge on my YouTube channel, on my podcast, on my social media, I absolutely invite you to do so, whether this is the first session you're listening to or you're tracking with me every single day. What you see on my right hand screen is I've already set up the intention of showcasing a behind the scenes of running a 30-day challenge and or a launch, because you could absolutely line this up to your own launch and lining up YouTube, lining up a podcast, lining up Kajabi, lining up social media and a blog, and then seeing how quick it can be, how clear it can be, because it is absolutely my purpose to help you create it like a boss, to help it be simpler and faster than you ever imagined, so that you can see what you can do in a really short amount of time. And you guys, I didn't arrive at this simplicity and ease overnight. It's taken me years to get here. So know that no matter where you are right now, it is absolutely where you are designed and have been designed to be. But by tuning into this episode, by tuning into this video on my YouTube channel, you get the chance to level up and to create it like a boss faster than ever, faster than I did. So I've given you the co-work and the intention. And in this episode, so in the last episode, I gave you guys some behind the scenes with a business to business to consumer on my upcoming 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days, versus here, you're already seeing a launch in process, because we are already on, I think, let's see, what day are we on? It's August the 17th. So just to show you, this was day 1. Janelle is my angel in heaven, and I started the 30-day challenge in alignment with her earthly birthday. And so that was day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, day 12. So I'm doing this a day in advance. Some of the days I did 2-3 days in advance. Some of the days I did the day of, and I'm giving myself the compassion and the permission to flow freely. So you are literally witnessing what's going out tomorrow. Okay. So I already recorded the video with the introduction for tomorrow's, that ties to this video, the pre-intro. I'm at a co-working space, Nest Co-working, and I'm already ready to load. I also already did, so I'm part of B School, and you guys, I'm so grateful. So I originally had another media interview scheduled, but it got reshifted. And I had a feeling it was for a reason, because otherwise I would not have been on the B School live session today, as far as both to hear my win. Like, so they opened up Marie, Uchechi, and Kelsey, all the B School mentors, Christy, they opened up today's B School live session with Marie Forleo. Kelsey Murphy opened up with one of the wins that I shared. a couple days ago in the community in B School, and I was so grateful to hear it, and it re-inspired me and lifted up my spirits in the midst of several challenges happening. On top of that, I then felt prompted in my spirit to submit a question, and this is the question I submitted, and I'll be sharing with you guys coming up in the next couple weeks a video on my honest review on B School, and now having gone through the fourth time in less than a year. And the question I submitted was, this was my intro, like, so grateful to be here, when I joined, who I am, etc. What if on one side you were so grateful for so much, and at the same time in the middle of a shit show in one area of your life, and humaning and being and taking the aligned and disciplined action all at the same time? What would be your guidance, especially having been there? So I was so grateful to come on live with Marie and the team, and it was such a beautiful, also uplifting for my own spirit as well. So that'll be in my B School video, my B School blog review, which has been on my list to do anyway, out of a space of so much gratitude. And then I understood even more why my interview got shifted and whatnot as well. So let's see. So here we are. So before that session, I went into B School and went into the next lesson, into module 3 in marketing. And I wrote out a ton of headlines for the upcoming 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days, and emails and whatnot. And before that, I also prepped this co-working session. Okay, so I prepped. You can see my tabs are very intentionally set up. And I would encourage you to do the same thing when you are getting ready to time track, which we are going to do. When you do things on a daily basis, and I am doing this more and more and more to challenge myself to really level up my focus and my time. And I would encourage you to, if you're doing a launch like this, like a challenge or whatnot, and if you use ClickUp, or if you're uploading YouTube videos or your podcast, or creating things in Canva, or doing things in Kajabi, or loading up things in Social Curator or the AI Manager, then I would encourage you to follow kind of the same tabs. But if you're doing something completely different, then you can listen, pause, do your thing, or have me in the background. I do that sometimes when I'm listening to masterminds or different things to inspire me. Or you can listen and then also download some of my tools in the bit.ly link, bit.ly, the / create it like a boss, like 75 plus tips, tools, and tech. And or you can investigate some of these different tools like ClickUp, like starting your YouTube channel, like Canva, like starting your podcast, like jumping into Kajabi and, and their freebies. And there's even more freebies coming up. Like jumping into my Create It Monthly program, like perhaps deciding you want to get into 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days. So whatever and however you want to take this co-working session is completely up to you. Okay. So the first thing we are going to do is I am focusing on B2C to B, so business to consumer to business. And then I want to time track. So I'm adding a note. So co-work. And then I want to time track and hit start the timer. Okay. So the first thing we are going to do, cannot track time for this task. Why? That's weird. Okay. First world problems. We're going to do it on the launch because this is also part of my launch. So maybe it's because of the way I set up the task, which is super weird. Launch 5 figures. Sure. Okay. So let's see if that, yep. 4. See? Yes. Okay. So the timer is going. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to upload the video. Like I said, I already saved it. So normally I would search in YouTube for SEO. And actually when I started this challenge, that is what I did. And what I found is that 30-day challenge to create had the highest SEO. Okay. So which fits perfectly because I could have done to create it like a boss, but instead I just did to create a life and business I love because I know that's going to be more searchable as far as right now. Like we don't yet have the brand recognition for that phrase, create it like a boss, like it's building. To create a life and business you love, okay? So I'm typing a little bit slower because I am talking to you. So keep that in mind. Then it is backslash because I'm typing with my right hand. So otherwise I type much faster. And then I put Katrina Julia. So it's the same thing for the phrase, for the tagline for every single day other than the day, which now I'm having to remind myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Which my graphic would have told me to. So marketing day 12. Okay. And then, and I'm repurposing this video 2 ways. I'm going to also repurpose it specifically as co-working. So I'm going to show you there on how I search for SEO. So day 12. So watch this video. So that also, so putting it in both places helps with SEO. Watch this video to co-work with me and create. Okay. So that in this video, everything else is fine. My background, that's all standard. So here I want to put 30-day challenges because again, when I looked at SEO, the one with the S is better for me because I'm a smaller channel, but I'm also testing putting both of them because obviously if we start ranking for it, it's going to help with all the videos because YouTube is a searchable search engine, or it is ranked. So it's different in that sense than say Instagram or others as far as right now at least. Oh, actually I wanted to put Limitless Global Girl. So that I also coined as, you know, naming myself, but also for purposes of Mr. Beast also inspired me there. So thumbnail, okay. So thumbnail, I already prompted it. So I already have YouTube covers and templates. So in the future, also some of this in the past, I've also had my virtual assistants do this. So it's loading. Okay. And I have a template, 30-day challenge to create. So we just remembered that I am on day 12 and this would have prompted me again. So I could download the PNG or the JPEG, but I'm just going to screenshot. And as far as I can tell, the quality on YouTube looks the same. If it ever changes, then, you know, okay, first world problems, but there you have it. So, okay, desktop. Okay, where are you? Come on. And also sometimes on my iMac or my Mac, I realize like sometimes it takes forever to search for the file. So that's another reason I started doing that. Okay, so playlist, it's going to go to the 30-day challenge. It's also going to go to build a brand, and it's also going to go to boss brands. Oh, I said that. Okay. So done. 2 playlists. No, it's not recommended for kids. So you can see 42% allow automatic chapters. So I'm going to change some of the things here that are not applicable. So I create space. I'm deleting some of the other countries that do not apply to this video. Then so I still have some space. So I'm going to see if YouTube Buddy suggested anything. Okay, so I'm over there. So I'm going to delete this because it's not as applicable. Okay, so I put lifestyle. So again, I'm over. So I'm going to delete a smaller one. I have more. And so I also decided I was going to start doing a 30-day challenge with the focuses of the 7 themes, like wellness, wealth, marketing, business, travel, communities, because I feel like it'll draw even more people. And especially as my channel grows. So let's see. Okay, so there we go. Okay. YouTube. Okay, how to is fine, etc. So next, then I'm gonna add my end screen. I'm gonna put in the 30-day challenge because I want them to go there. Oh no, I did not want to put a specific video. That's okay. I wanted to put a playlist. Actually, I can do a video one. So, bloop, bloop, bloop. 30-day challenge. Intro is what I want. Okay, so that's the end screen. Then that's saved. And then we are going to put some goodies here. So we are talking about, this is marketing. So I want to specify some really juicy and some of my top ranked marketing videos. Like how is your marketing is a really good one. That one. Then another one is a really good one is multi-passionate. Because it also relates to the upcoming launch. Okay, then another one is Barbie. So depending on if they've been in the challenge or not, my Barbie video is really, really good. And I don't want them to miss that. Okay, and then I'm gonna add the entire playlist because part of it is, you guys, I'm also, I'm almost monetized on YouTube and I have almost enough subscribers, but where I'm lower is on watch hours. So I really, really, really wanna drive watch hours. So, and that video, that playlist has 175 completely bingeable videos. So, okay, so there we have it. So 2 minutes. And then we want to go ahead and save. Okay. Okay, so now while that's going, because then we're going to share it, I'm going to take that same 30-day video, okay, and I want to trim it for co-working only, okay? So it's going to be a slightly different video, but the SEO will help because what if somebody isn't looking for a 30-day challenge? What if they're looking for co-working? So now we're going to go back to the time and go ahead and stop it. And it was about 14 minutes. And obviously it was a bit slower than what I would normally have done because I was walking through a couple steps and I was also doing things, you know, two-handed. But that gives you a gauge and then also lets me know too, and this is why I've outsourced the loading in the past to VAs. But I mentioned in a recent video that I'm in the process of reshifting things with virtual assistants because I've increased so much with AI and ChatGPT and IO, and a lot of the tasks have changed. So now that that is happening, I can go ahead and close YouTube. Not YouTube, I'm sorry, Canva. YouTube is still loading, so I'm going to wait there. And that's going to be there in the background, but we're going to move that over because that is in process. And then later I'm going to take that same video and clip it slightly, and then what I'm going to do and reload it with a new title and a new cover. And this is what I was going to show you too on how both TubeBuddy and YouTube will help you determine the best SEO, and then you can track it and see what it is as well. So I'm gonna go back to YouTube home, and then and I did this earlier on another co-working video, but what I did is search like co-work with me. Oops, it's hard to type with one hand. So you can see this one was work with me with 2 hours, 20 Pomodoro, etc. Work with me playlist, 3 hours study with me. So 3 hours work with me. So this one is really good. It's almost 1 million. So work and plan. Let's see. productive late night, work with me. It's only 3,000. So you can see, work with me live. So, 1 hour work with me. No music, no break, keyboard. So I'll just do that. Let's see. 3 hours study with me. Oh, that's 13 million. I'm going to put 1 hour work with me because that's the only difference here is 1 hour work with me. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So that way I know that that's what I'm going to name the video once I'm loading it later. Okay. So you can see there how I determined which one to use. And then we are going to, the next thing we're going to do is prep Kajabi. Okay, so I went ahead and started. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to put launch. We're going to restart the timer. So you can see very much so I am practicing basically a Pomodoro type focus, but it's all focused around my launch. And we're going to start the timer there. We're going to make sure, okay, well, I don't know why it's doing that because earlier it started, but then it didn't start. I don't know. It looks like some sort of weird error. And I'm starting to, you guys, increase tracking my time on things so that I know what it's taking and what to maybe scale next. And if you haven't listened to my episodes on time blocking on my show and on my YouTube, it's in the under the podcast. I definitely recommend you do. Okay, so now we are in the email campaigns, and this is something that I am absolutely looking to scale as well. I already copied the last email from marketing because I'm using the exact same template. So I'm literally practicing this 30 times before I'm going to scale it to a VA. And then it's literally already been proven. It's gotten 30-40% plus open rates. So it's day 12 business. So that way I'll reuse this video to show the VA exactly what we're doing, and it'll be day 1 through 30, except for the next challenge is going to be focused on faith, and then the next one's going to be wellness, and so on and so forth. So this one is going to be co-work with me. So super simple. That's going to be the header, the preview text. Then the context and the content is already created. And I've been reusing the same template over and over and over, you guys. That is so key for you to do. So ready for a 30-day challenge to create a life and business you love. Create with me as we dive into 7 themes every 7 days. So this is going to be my 30-day challenge to create and all the videos. And then, like I said, the next 30-day challenges, which are also immensely helping me, are going to focus on those 7 themes. So I'm going to have a 30-day challenge on faith, a 30-day challenge on wellness, a 30-day challenge on wealth, a 30-day challenge on marketing, and so forth. This one started in honor of Janelle, who passed away in 2014. One of my best friends and like my sister. And you can see it's linked to, and I talk a lot about that story, you guys, on story time on my podcast and on my YouTube channel earlier this year. 10-year anniversary of her death. Actually, no, 10 years next year. So 9 year this year. Watch the full videos on my YouTube. And this is actually a typo. I realized this. I separated them because it's intuitive, but on my YouTube, it's all one word. Limitless Global Girl. So this stays the same every single day. It's hyperlinked to the same video, to my 75 tools. And then today's video is all about, so I keep it super short, business and co-working with me. And then I'll hyperlink that with me. Okay. So I'm typing with one hand right now. And 30-day challenge to create a life and business you love. And I have a new file because we screenshotted that earlier for day 12. Boom. Okay. So it's uploading in Kajabi right now. And I'll hyperlink that in just a second. And then day 12 of the 30-day challenge. So you can see how this becomes easily scalable for a VA to do. My VAs are already doing stuff in Kajabi, so this will be like the next thing for the challenges. Day 12 of 30-day challenge, and that'll be hyperlinked with business, and I could have copied that in the last one to make it faster, and co-working with me. Because a lot of people love you guys behind the scenes. So I'm going to hyperlink that as soon as I get off. And you can see that basically that took, even with the hyperlinks, like less than 5 minutes. So boom, done. And now let's get into the podcast. So now with the podcast, I'm going to go back to launch and the time tracker and click up to see how long it takes. And I've actually never timed it. And same, I've also had a VA do this in the past. So launch, okay, so it's good. So we're going to start the timer. We're going to make sure it started. Boom, it's in process, okay. And I could name it podcast, but it's fine, just for purposes of this co-working, just to be more specific. So I'm in my pod. I'm already in. This is Anchor, now Spotify, and I'm already logged in, and I was already ready to show you guys this. So that, takes off, maybe 10, 20, 30 seconds. So I have an intro that's already done. It's been done. So that goes there. Then I have an outro. So that's always the first 2 steps. So it's also super streamlined. I'm not sharing the creator features right now, but I do want to share 7 ways. So I have a mini promo for 7 ways, and that needs to go before the outro. I also had one for Create It on the show that you guys have been watching, or listening to rather, if you're listening to on the show. And then the next thing is going to be that, okay, now I'm adding 30-day to the podcast, and make sure it's in the right order, intro. Like if I was doing a shout out for a review, I would record it here and then record it really quickly just to show you what the platform looks like, because that may be something sometimes that comes up. Or if I hadn't recorded the promotion yet, then I would record the promo right here, super easy, and then it gets in the library, and then I just add it with the plus sign. So intro, marketing, 7 ways, outro. Sometimes I would put the promo in advance. So it just depends. And then I can also insert an ad where I have an ad that's all about Anchor. Okay. But I don't want to put 2. So I'm very mindful of that as well. And then I would save the episode here. And then the same exact way that I did in YouTube, 30 days, copy and paste it. And then I always end it with let's create it like a boss. And again, you guys, I'm typing with one hand. So just for simplicity's purpose. So you get the point. And then if I'm scheduling it for the next day, I can schedule it for the next day. Once it's loaded here, it'll let me schedule it for the very next day. So let's say I'm typing, I'm typing, and then I schedule it. Then I can add a poll in Spotify, and then Spotify also defaults and asks, what do you think about this episode? It does force you to pick clean or explicit. You can put session numbers or episode numbers. I don't. We have 700 plus episodes now, and sometimes I did in the beginning, but I don't anymore. So let's say I'm typing all that, I'm doing that, bloop, I'm publishing, and at this point it's done. So boom, less than 3 minutes and a podcast episode is loaded. And you guys, I use a lavalier mic that's with a cord when I'm recording on my computer to eliminate any background noise. And I recently invested in wireless mics, the wireless lavalier mic on Amazon, and it works amazing when I'm vlogging or walking, or when I have the phone away from me, or if I'm doing a workout and talking or recording a video away from the phone. So that is the different mics that I use, in case you're curious as well. So okay, so we have covered YouTube, we covered Kajabi, we covered podcasting. Now let's go into Social Curator. Okay, thing that we're going to do for this co-work session is we are going to do a behind the scenes of Social Curator and setting up your social media. So then everything is done, boom, 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 in one co-working session in an hour or less. Okay, so then launch, we're going to press play to track the time of how long it takes. I'm going to go into Social Curator, and I already have several posts on co-working, so I could search and do co-work like this. Okay, there was a time that I didn't, so I would have been doing it from scratch, but let's see.
I kind of don't like this one, so I'm going to do, just for simplicity, so you also see it, I'm going to do a new post. Okay, so we're going to say co-work. Co-work day 12, so I know that it has to do with the challenge. Okay, and that's also in my tags. And then I'm going to say, so super simple. I wrote, please write a caption about co-working with me with a behind the scenes look at my 30-day launch. So let's see what Dottie, my social media AI manager, did. Ready to ignite and connect. Not really my languaging. Join me for an exclusive behind the scenes at the 30-day launch. It's not our shared workspace. I don't know where she got that from. So actually what I'm going to do, she usually has an adjust function. So I don't know why she doesn't. You see, she uses adjust or remix. So I'm going to say, customize the caption further. See, like I like let's co-work, connect, and create. Okay, I like this better. Join me behind the scenes as the 30-day challenge continues. And side note, you guys, I also do content done for you along with social media management and or influencer marketing management, depending if you want content done for you of 30 days, including templates and video and behind the scenes, and or if you want content done for you and with a group of influencers and marketing for your business, then definitely check out my bit.ly, bit.ly/ create it like a boss, and bit.ly/ fractional CMO like a boss, and you can see tons of details there. The mastermind behind Social Curator, which is the tool I use to create captions, repurpose a lot of different things, as well as other tools like If This Then That and repurpose.io and others. But the mastermind behind Social Curator in the community is Jasmine Star. And if you are in my Create It monthly, you get previews like this, and or in it's the bonus in 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days, and or you also get tons of value from this at my contentcation. So you definitely want to check out my contentcations at fitlifecreation.com/retreats. But on top of that, if you are in those programs I mentioned earlier, you will also get access to this, like the fractional CMO or content done for you, influencer management, etc. But the mastermind behind this is Jasmine Star. And if you don't follow her yet on Instagram, definitely follow her. And Social Curator is amazing. We have action plans. We have a community with tons of value. We have a content library with images and so much more. So now I like how Dottie wrote my caption better. She wrote, join me behind the scenes as the 30-day challenge continues. Get an exclusive look at the launch. And I would just put to create a life and business you love, which I can delete it once I add it here. Experience the energy of collaboration. So some of that languaging I'm going to change. So I'm going to add it to the post because it's going to be too much for Dottie to change. So I'm going to say, join me for behind the scenes as the 30-day challenge continues. So let's see. Joining me behind the scenes as the 30-day challenge continues. I give an exclusive behind the scenes look at the 30-day challenge launch, including co-working with me with tasks and time on ClickUp, YouTube, Kajabi, Spotify, and social curator tasks. I already said with tasks and time on ClickUp, YouTube, Kajabi, Spotify, and social curator as I create it, because I don't need to repeat tasks. And then I want to put that there. Experience the energy of creation and collaboration as we co-work. Experience the energy of creation, collaboration, and co-working. Because you can see how she wrote it and gave me a great framework, but it still doesn't sound exactly like me, so I'm shifting it slightly, which sometimes she's spot on and sometimes it's, takes some adjusting. It just depends. And co-working. And then, actually, I would just say this. Let's create, because sometimes less is more. Connect and co-work together. Booyah. So you see how I shortened it massively. Giving exclusive look at the launch. Let's see. So I'm changing a little bit more because I want to prompt the action, save this post. Then you will experience co-working with me with tasks and time on. And to make it even clearer, I like to do things like this because it's visually more pleasing, you guys, when you space things out. And it also shows people there's tons of value, right? Because who doesn't want to see a behind the scenes look on ClickUp, on YouTube, on Kajabi, on Spotify, and on Social Curator, right? So let's connect, co-work, and create it together. Okay, so the caption is done. And when I post on Instagram, I'm gonna copy and paste this along with a clip from the video. And I use an amazing tool called Opus Clip, and I have tons of videos there that I'll upload from here. So there's still the video that needs to be clipped from YouTube once that's loaded. Or I'll just clip it from the intro with my face, right? Or a behind the scenes look with a portion of social curators from my phone, because the phone video will look better than this one, and because this one's on QuickTime. And then sure, I can take the segment of this and airdrop it to my phone, but sometimes it's just easier to do a quick 10-second video on my phone, right? So I'm going to make sure and share this here. I'm going to do a joint reel, typically between either Katrina Julia Fit and Fit Life Creation, and or one of my other Instagram channels. But here I'm going to share it directly to LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Facebook group, and then it's going to get automatically, because of other tools, repurposed on my YouTube and other channels, and or I can upload it directly as a short. The other thing I want her to do is hashtag suggestions, and you see she already had it prompted. So now we're going to wait. This means Dottie's working. And I've definitely been doing better with hashtags because of her. So I don't ever include all the hashtags on the post itself. So I, up above, put 30-day challenges. So here I shortened it. Up above, I put create it. So I'm going to put these here, and then I'm going to put a couple of them, like this one, in there, and then I'm going to leave it at that, and then the rest of them I'm going to put in the comments on Instagram only when it's posted, so that way it doesn't look super cluttered. And then there you have it, guys. It's done. So we're going to go back to the timer so you can see, and that's again me talking through it. It was 10 minutes, but you can see without me talking through it and two hands, it would have been a lot faster, like less than 5 minutes easily. And you saw how I spaced it out. You saw how I thought through it. So that's there. That's in my drafts, and we close it. So let me know how you loved this co-working session. Would love to know like what your takeaways were, whether it was, from ClickUp, from setting up your timing, how I literally lined up the launch from a day-by-day basis, like YouTube, Kajabi, the podcast, social media, that would get posted. And then you can see how quickly and easily you can absolutely simplify and amplify your life. And then also how this can be delegated, because I'm needed only to create the video. That's all I'm needed for. Or the behind the scenes, like I'm doing with you guys right now in my voice. I am not needed to upload the YouTube video. That is not my purpose. My purpose is not to upload YouTube videos. That is something that can be scalable, like to a VA. And that is something I will scale in the future. That is on my list. I am not needed now to create anything beyond what I've already created on Kajabi. I've already created the template. It's already repeatable beyond 12 days. Then I already know, like, okay, that is next also to add to my VA list. I am not needed to take the converted video files. Like this file is going to be converted for a audio file. I'm not needed to upload and name it in the podcast and copy and paste the description. So that is something I want you to think about as well as you create it. What are your 3 core functions? Mine are to create, transform, and inspire. And within creating, that is videos, that is courses or the framework, and that is speaking. Like, so speaking content, creating content, speaking content, creating courses. But again, the uploads, the technical, the launches, I have my hands in quite a bit of it now, less than I did before, but I anticipate that's going to be less and less and less and less. And I am speaking into existence a online manager. So hit subscribe if you didn't already. Leave a review on the show if you did not already, so more people know about Create It Like a Boss and Limitless Global Girl. And I will shout you out on the show. And drop a comment in the YouTube channel on what you did to create it. Would love to know how you took on this co-working session. And as always, friends, remember, create, transform, and inspire, because you are born to.